won't none! You don't want none!
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ the Tar Heel. And in this episode, we're going to talk about North Carolina's 87-72 victory over the number 20 Arkansas Razorbacks. And I think this is a stinking win that we ought to be excited about. North Carolina goes into Nassau. They go into the battle for Atlantis, and they come out 2-1. And yes, obviously, we should have probably beaten Villanova in the second game, but we didn't. We battled, we fought, we scrapped, we clawed. Did we have defensive deficiencies? Yes, we did. But, we fell short last night. But I think that you run it back against Villanova and you correct a couple of things, and Carolina's going to be okay. Fast forward to today, 87-72. Carolina takes another 3-game deficit into the half. But then what do? They've really started to become, it seems like, a second half team, because 34-52 was the second half score between North Carolina and Arkansas. That means Carolina outscored them by 18 points. And another fun fact is that once again, it's not a good thing, but Armando Bacot didn't have just a massive game. And we'll talk about Armando in a second. He didn't have a massive game. And Carolina was still able to beat this Arkansas team by 15. Now, obviously, one of the heroes is RJ Davis. My man played his stinking mind out. RJ had 30 points, 35 minutes, 9 for 18 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, and he went a perfect 10 for 10 from the stripe. 30 points. How good was RJ Davis tonight? And then once again, Harrison Ingram, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. I mean, what can we talk enough about Harrison Ingram? Is Harrison Ingram the best overall player on this North Carolina team? And another thing is, when I watch him play, he just reminds me of that Carolina player that we've been missing for a while. Really good body, really good athlete, passionate, playing hard defense. He plays well on the offensive side. He can back you down. He can knock down the three. I have been extremely impressed with Harrison Ingram. 40 minutes, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists with only 2 turnovers. That means his turnover to assist ratio is 3-1. That's good all stinking day. Withers had 16 minutes. He went 2 for 5 from the field, finished with 5 points, had 5 boards. Armando Bacot, once again, he had 9 points on 3 for 9 shooting, 3 for 3 from the foul line, and he only had 4 rebounds. That's interesting, and I really don't know what's going on, because in the past 2 games especially, I felt like he hasn't really challenged his defender on the offensive side of the court. So, I'm really wondering what's going on over there, because it's kind of uncharacteristic, if you will. You kind of, think Armando is going to be the centerpiece. We're going to work through him inside out, and he's going to get his touches and he's going to get his shots off. And he took 9 shots. He had 9 field goal attempts in this basketball game and finished with 9 points and 4 rebounds. So I really don't know what's going on. That's 2 games in a row where I would say that Armando didn't play up to what we've all kind of expected his standard to be. But Carolina was still able to win by 15, and they were still able to put up 15 points. Man, that's huge. And then how about Seth Trimble knocking down 2 corner threes? He played 25 minutes, extended minutes obviously because Cormac is hurt, and good night. We really hope that Cormac can utilize these next 5 days and rest up and get healthy, because we need Cormac Ryan. But Seth Trimble, man, 25 minutes, 4 for 5 from the field. He shot 80% today and 100% from 3 with those 2 corner threes. He did go 2 for 4 from the foul line, but he scored 12 points. Seth Trimble off the bench, man. Huge minutes. So that's back-to-back games that Seth Trimble has scored in double figures, man. That's great to see. Now, one of the things that I think is becoming an issue, it's not becoming an issue, it's been an issue, but it's kind of like been exposed in this tournament is, unfortunately, Carolina's smaller backcourt. You know, as good as Elliott and RJ are on the offensive side, you know, we have noticed that both of them have been taking advantage down in the paint. And so there's kind of a give or take there. And it's one of those things where, you know, when they're on the floor together, Carolina's offense efficiency has to be really, really good because there is going to be that give and take on the defensive side of the ball. We're allowing way too much dribble penetration, you know, and it's becoming an issue. It really is becoming an issue how easily opposing perimeter players or guards, small forwards, whatever, you know, how they're getting to the bucket. It's just too easy. And then this is the second game in a row where Elliott Cadeau fouled out. And, you know, obviously he's important to this team. We can't have him fouling out every single game. So he's got to learn, you know, to kind of pick and choose where he's gonna have these fouls. And maybe he's just learning the college game because he's just not used to some of the ticky-tack stuff that sometimes permeates college basketball. But, you know, 2 straight games where he fouls out. He only played 26 minutes. He did go 2 for 4, and he hit that 3 that seemed to hit every part of the backboard and rim and finally went down. He finishes with 7 points. But, hey, Carolina just beat a quad 1 opponent. That's a quality opponent, guys. Number 20, Arkansas. Yes, they're 4-3, but that's probably one of the more athletic teams they're going to play all year. And without Armando Bacot going stinking off, Carolina was able to have a real big second half, win the game 87-72. And, you know, that's a good victory. So to get out of Nassau, Bahamas, you know, unfortunately we didn't win the tournament, but to get out of there, you know, 2-1 with a victory over a top 25 team, I think you can call that a success. Because when we were in the Las Vegas Invitational last year, that's kind of when it seemed that the stinking wheels fell off. But this team, you know, I think they've shown us some things. Because we could have beaten Villanova. And we maybe should have beaten Villanova. And you correct a couple of things on the defensive end. You know, you correct a couple of things on the offensive end, and maybe that's a different story. So, yeah, we don't want to lose. Nobody likes to lose. But Carolina's 5-1. 5-1 going into the ACC SEC Challenge against Tennessee in the Dean Dome December 29th. Man, I'm excited. I think there's still a ton to be excited about. You know, Tar Heel Nation should be really excited about this basketball team. Carolina shot 49.1% from the field, and they shot 42.9% from 3. That's great. Those are good numbers. And if Carolina can consistently score in the 80s, 85, 86, 87, they're going to be okay, guys. They're going to win a lot of basketball games, even with those defensive deficiencies. Maybe Armando figures it out. You know, he's trying to work his way around having so much talent around it now because Carolina has some talent. You know, they're not the most overtly athletic team, but they have talent. And you see Hubert Davis utilizing that bench. He only went 8 deep in this game, obviously because Cormac is injured. But, you know, there is a ton to be excited about, man. 87-72. We finished 3rd place in the Bad Boy Mowers Battle for Atlantis. And we got the number 7 Tennessee Volunteers coming up in 5 days. Hopefully Cormac gets healthy. Hopefully these guys can get healthy. They've obviously been banged up. A 3-day tournament. It's time to rest, recuperate, fine-tune some things. And it's time to host the Tennessee Volunteers, man. So If you haven't already, Tar Heel Nation, if you're a Tar Heel fan or just a college basketball fan in general, hey, like, share, and subscribe to the content and comment down in the comment section what you think about this basketball game. How do you feel about the Heels 6 games in? Let me know. And also consider becoming a member of the Huddle Hooligans. Just your way of supporting the channel. So, 87-72 Carolina over Arkansas. Good W, baby. We'll see you guys for the Tennessee game. But don't forget, Carolina, guess what? NC State tomorrow, live stream, 7:45. Make sure you're there for the football finale. It's the Carolina Super Bowl, bro. Make sure that you tune in. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Got to put this video up. I love you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one, Tar Heel Nation.